Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Back in the studio, no settings with yachts behind and beautiful blue seas and stuff like that. It's back to reality right here in the UK, and you know, it's nice to be back. It was a nice little break, but great to be back. And we signed a player. We signed somebody yesterday. Stefan Lichtsteiner became Arsenal's first signing of the summer. No big surprise there. It was muted for a couple of weeks. Remember, we reported it, I think we were first, that he was down at the training ground having a look around, and Arsenal have signed him. Now, Lichtsteiner, a very experienced player, very old, 34 in football terms, but still a very fit player, very experienced. And the captain, current captain of Switzerland, is going to be playing in the World Cup. He's no mug. And I think a player that will add a lot of experience to Arsenal's team. And sort of universally looking around, everybody seems quite pleased with this signing because they look at it and they say, it makes sense. He's a guy that's going to come in, he's going to test Hector Bellerin, he's going to help Hector Bellerin as well. And it really does seem to be a sensible signing. And him speaking yesterday, he made all the right noises. They always do, but he did make a lot of the right noises, talking about, you know, when he first came in at Juventus, it was a similar situation like what is at Arsenal at the moment, where they hadn't been in the Champions League for a couple of years, and how, you know, he helped the team to, you know, win numerous titles, numerous cups, and he is a winner. And we need more winners in the team. So I think a good addition to the Arsenal team, Lichtsteiner. It's going to be a squad player, but a good addition, because remember last season there was just no competition for Hector Bellerin at right back, and he dropped off Bellerin, but he can really get back to form now that he knows that he's going to be pushed. So a good signing for Arsenal. The other signing that probably going to take place today is the signing, might even be taken place by the time you've watched this video, is Socrates Papadopoulos. He's signing for Arsenal, and again, not a big secret, 29 years of age, again, another very experienced player, known by Sven Mislintat from his time at Borussia Dortmund. It's the Dortmund connection again. He's going to be reunited with his other Dortmund teammates in Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang. And again, another signing that kind of makes sense. 29, very experienced player, very strong, combative defender. Seems like the sort of player that will suit the Premier League down to the ground because of his style and play. Not the quickest in the world, but a very wily, very experienced defender. And a defender that, as I said, Mislintat knows and should fit into Arsenal's back four pretty easily. And it is an area that really did need strengthening. I'm hoping that this is not the only person that they're also going to be bringing in that area, because I think we need more than one centre-back, especially with the current two at the moment. But Socrates, another person who's an Arsenal player. So Arsenal making some moves at the moment in the transfer market. Will they get the other defender that they've been looking at, which is Kaglar Sionku of Freiburg? Again, a young player that's really highly thought of all around Europe at the moment. There's quite a few teams chasing him. Interestingly, Liverpool today have apparently entered the run-in to try and get the young Turkish defender. And he's a very talented player. Incidentally, he played the other night for Turkey in the 1-1 draw against Russia. And the goal that Turkey conceded, you've got to say, was Sionku's fault. He got caught in possession and Russia went on to score. But he's a young player. He's, as I said, a player that you look at and say, maybe he may not be the immediate sort of guy that would jump straight in like a Socrates, but a guy that could be assimilated in and become a top defender. And certainly we need top defenders in the team. It's been the area of weakness for absolute years. And Sionku, I think, will be another player that could be a very good addition to the back. Still on the back, goalkeeper. That's the other area as well. Now, I think one of Petr Cech or David Ospina will probably end up leaving the club. My betting on it's probably going to be Ospina that will leave the club this summer. He's sort of been, for the past couple of years, looked like he's been on his way out. But which goalkeeper will Arsenal go for? Now, Bernd Leno, again, another guy that we've spoken about quite a lot on the programme, has been heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. It kind of made official yesterday by his club, Bayer Leverkusen, that he will be leaving the club this summer. Rudi Völler, who's a club sporting director, was speaking about Bernd Leno, and he said that, listen, he's able to leave. We don't mind him leaving this summer. We brought in a replacement, which I, again, have spoken about a couple of weeks ago on the show. We brought in a replacement because we've anticipated that he's going to be leaving the club. And so Leno is definitely available, and we know that Arsenal have been the favourites to sign Leno, a very talented goalkeeper over there in Germany. Could he be another addition that's going to be in or on his way to the club very shortly? Arsenal definitely strengthening the spine of the club. I kind of like what I was seeing at the moment at Arsenal, because for years there's been problems at the club in certain areas. It's been obvious to every Arsenal fan, but we don't strengthen that area. At the moment, what I'm seeing is those areas being addressed. All right, I would have loved to have seen a Koulibaly come in instead of maybe a Socrates, but players like that are very expensive. But at least they're seeing that there's a problem there, and they are trying to address these problem areas. Another goalkeeper also linked, of course, is Jasper Cillessen, number 2 goalkeeper at Barcelona. Cillessen as well yesterday was talking to Fox Sports, should I say, and he said that he's open to a move as well. He's been linked with Arsenal and Liverpool. Those two clubs seem to be linked to absolutely everybody at the moment. But he's linked to Arsenal and Liverpool, and Cillessen basically saying that, listen, I want to stay at Barcelona. I'm patient. I want to stay here. But if Barcelona say they don't want me no more, then obviously I'll be on the move. And he's very flattered, he says, to be linked with clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool. He thinks they're great clubs. So, listen, could it be Cillessen? The only thing about Cillessen, he's 29, getting older. I suppose that's not old in goalkeeper terms. But Cillessen, again, very experienced. But 29, Leno's a bit younger. Maybe Leno, I think, would be the better bet. I think Leno's probably, when you look at the two keepers, the stronger keeper at the moment overall, even though Cillessen's at Barcelona. But remember, Cillessen hasn't really featured a lot for Barcelona. Now, another player that we've been linked with all summer is Jean-Michel Seri of Nice. Said to be a player that Arsenal have really been chasing. Valued at around about £35 million, we've been told, release clauses and that in there. And he's up for a move this summer. We were chasing him in January. Unai Emery wanted to sign him when he was at PSG. He's a real big fan of him. Will he be moving to Arsenal, or is that move about to get hijacked by Chelsea? Because there are a lot of reports going around today in various media outlets that Chelsea are in advanced talks with Jean-Michel Seri about bringing him in at Chelsea. Now, if Arsenal are going to get this done, they're going to have to move very, very quickly on this one indeed, because, Chelsea, we know they'll always have the funds to bring players in. I think the position that Arsenal could bring to the table right now of strength is the fact that they're more stable than Chelsea. Both teams are out of the Champions League, remember. Both teams are going to be playing Europa League football. But Arsenal looking a more stable club at the moment because we've got a manager in Unai Emery. We've got a plan in place. It's looking like a quite exciting project moving forward. Whereas Chelsea at the moment, it's a little bit of chaos over there. No manager brought in yet. Are they keeping Conte? Are they getting in Blanc as their new manager? Is Hazard staying? Is Willian staying? It's a bit chaotic over there at Chelsea. So if Arsenal are going to move, they've got to move quickly. They've got to pounce quickly if they're going to get in Jean-Michel Seri, who's highly, highly rated. Probably would be our marquee signing of the summer if we were able to do it. Do you class Seri as marquee? I don't know. He's a big signing. I wouldn't possibly say marquee, but it would be a big signing. It would represent a real big step for Arsenal. Arsenal again as well today, still being linked with Steven Nzonzi. That's the other one. Again, spine of the team, what I'm talking about. Arsenal looking to strengthen. Nzonzi, we're being told Sevilla have named their price on it. They said, listen, £35 million is what we want if Nzonzi leaves. It is quite a lot of money. He's 29 now, but we know he can do the job. Unai Emery knows all about him. And again, I think would represent a very positive signing in strengthening the areas of weakness at Arsenal, which is the spine of the team. And another position we need is a winger. And we've been linked today with Gelson Martins. Again, these links were talked about on last week's show. But what's interesting about it today is that there's a possibility that Arsenal could even maybe get him for nothing. Now, he's been valued by Sporting Lisbon, his club over there in Portugal, at around about £60 million, which is a very hefty fee, which I very much doubt they'll get that. But there's a lot of talk flying around today that Gelson Martins may even cancel his contract with Sporting Lisbon. Now, it all dates back to recently when the Sporting Lisbon team were attacked by their fans on the training ground. Right, the fans weren't happy with the performances that they've been putting in, and ahead of the cup final, their fans attacked the Sporting Lisbon players, and there's been a couple of Sporting Lisbon players that have since then been looking to leave the club. They want to cancel their contracts. Rui Patrício, one of those, had enough. You're like, this is ridiculous. How can we be going in to training and fans are coming to attack us? You know what I mean? I mean, people moan about fans having a go on ArsenalFanTV. Listen, that's another level over there in Portugal, right? So Gelson Martins said to me, one of those guys contemplating cancelling his contract and just walking away for nothing, which would then mean that he'd be available on a free contract, which we know Arsenal love, a bit of freeness. And Arsenal could then maybe pounce and bring him into the club for absolutely nothing, just arrange a contract with him for wages, and the deal is done. So, interesting, this one. We'll have to keep our eye on it and see what happens with that. But speculation that could happen for free. Very interesting. So listen, lots and lots of transfer links as usual today. But we're starting to get a bit of movement in the transfer window at Arsenal. Lichtsteiner done, Socrates coming in. And we are doing, at the moment, what we're supposed to be doing, which is strengthen the spine of that team. Thanks for watching the show today. We're going to be back tomorrow. Don't forget all of our World Cup coverage that's coming up. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. You want to find out and keep locked about the World Cup. This, ArsenalFanTV, is the place to be. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow.